Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 7 of the CTC Wanted Goons Cup Series. Tonight, we are at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Daveyard 200. Thanks to my dad for sponsoring tonight's race. See who we got out on track first. Looks like it's going to be the 71 of Patrick O'Keefe. Going out to make his lap. Going to be 200 miles tonight, 80 laps. Stages are going to be at lap 20 and lap 40. And this is a fairly tough racetrack, especially tough to pass, and that's something you're going to see all night. I don't think we have more than 40 drivers here in qualifying, so everybody should be making the race as far as I'm aware, regardless of charter or not. And they have one lap of qualifying tonight, so they're going to have to get that lap in one try. And if they so much as touch a wall or touch the grass, that's going to be it. It's going to invalidate their lap. And they're going to start from the back. So, very important one lap qualifying going on right now. O'Keefe looks to be having a strong lap right here. Off of 4 for O'Keefe. And at the line, going to be a 52.06. That will go to the top of the board. Qualifying times up at the bottom of your screen. Von Exner goes to second, and Dakota Lee to third. Dave Hoytsma coming across the line to finish his lap. 52.249. Put him up to third for the moment. Pretty good lap there for the 97. Casey Graves is coming off pit road. Like Scherer had an issue on his lap. Greenwald coming across the line. 52.66 for the 20. Kenny Frisbee coming to his lap. Not quite there yet. Hunter Eustace went off of 4 to complete that lap. Yeah, across the line for the 29, it's gonna be 52.68 for the for the 29. Let's check in on the 08. Very loose off of 4 as we check in. This is coming to the line to the checkered. Scary moment there. 52.19. That'll go up to second. Really quick lap there for the 08. Wolfberger, he was able to jump up to 4th. Was 3rd before the 08 jumped ahead of him. AC Graves going through 3 and 4 on his lap. Off 4 for the 01 to have a decent lap going. 52.38, that'll be good enough for the top 10. Got Kenny Frisbee just finished his lap. 52.12, that'll go up to second. Very quick lap there for the 18. Another strong qualifying effort for that team. Brad Patton up to third in the 7. So strong qualifying effort for the Wanted Goons. Not for the 16 though. He's going to find himself outside the top 10 for the moment. Lee Chowdhury, he's going to come across the line. 59.6, had an issue on his lap clearly. So he's going to be starting from the rear end of the field. That's going to do it for qualifying. So 21 drivers were able to get their lap times in. 36 looks to be starting the race. So let's get on to our grid in just a moment here. We're going to take a quick intermission as we get penalties and stuff handed out. Alright, welcome back. Let's go through our grid for tonight's race. Starting on the pole for tonight, Patrick O'Keefe in the 71. Starting in second, Kenny Frisbee in the 18. Starting in third, Brad Patton in the 7. Starting in fourth is the 08 of Jacob Peterson. Starting in fifth is the 02 of Abigail Von Exer. Starting in sixth is the 32 of Garrett Wolfenbarger. Starting in 7th is the 97 of Dave Hoytsma. Starting in 8th is the 3 of Dakota Lee. Starting in 9th is the 4 of Kevin Aguilar. And running on our top 10, Ryan Feil in the 81. Moving on to Blake Giglio in the 16. Casey Graves in the 01 in 12th. Matthew Blackley in 13th. Kobe Stidham going to be starting in 14th, but he will have a 30-second hold. Ronnie Holmes in the 57, starting in 15th. Cody Cleaver in 16th. Davis Greenwell in 17th. Hunter Eustace 18th. Alex Allen 19th, but he will be starting from the rear of the field. Wyatt McCombs in 20th. Garrett Warren in 21st. Nathan Scott in 22nd. Nick Cooper in 23rd. Bradley Wilson in 24th. Cliff Mullins in 25th. Brian Martin in 26th. Cole Owen in 27th. Avit Chowdhury, 28th. Nolan Walker, 29th. Mateo Ortiz, 30th. Daniel Llewellyn, 31st. Ian Montrose, 32nd. Jeff Price, 33rd. Jamal Collins, 34th. Jonathan Rains, 35th. And Jeremy Scher running on our field in 36th. And coming off turn 4. Take the green this time. Pace car is off. Arnie's got the green one in his hands. You can't see him. He's just above the screen. But here we go. Through the restart zone. Green flag is waving. We're racing in Indianapolis. Oh, Cody Cleaver. Huge wreck in turn 3. Hard impact right in front of our camera view. This looks to be a one-car incident. Let's back it up and see what happened to the two. The bad luck continues for this 2 team. had some strong runs, end in heartbreak lately, and tonight's going to be no exception. Looks like just checking up for some cars into 3, and 29 did not lift in time. Right on board from the point of view of the 29 here. Just bumped him off center. If he was lined up, that probably would have been nothing, but because he hit him in the corner, ended up wrecking the 2 car. It's right on board with Cody now for this incident. Like Nolan Walker might have had an issue. He is no longer on the track. Let's see if we can see what happened. He's fine here under yellow, and then he just disappears. So might have lost connection there for the 77. And I have confirmed it. He dropped due to packet loss, so fortunate start to the night for the 77. We'll see if he can get back in here. Is Indianapolis a very long racetrack? I can't imagine if he gets in here quickly, he won't go more than 2 laps down, but anything's possible. If we got any drivers coming down pit road here, we do. Like the back 5 in the field coming down. Cleaver gonna try to repair the damage on the 2. Yeah, you do, Blake. I appreciate it, avid race fan. Happy the drivers were able to load their colors in correctly. Everybody got their right car color down there. It's good to see everybody was able to get that figured out. Well, that camera's going to have to get fixed. The ticker kind of blocked the bottom of the view there. Gotta work some bugs out, gonna adjust some things in the future. Everything's kind of set up for the old version, and like I said, gonna take some time, but hopefully it'll end up being better than the old one. Should be 1 to go here. We're going green next time by. O'Keefe gonna be in control of this restart from the bottom lane. Alright. Through 3 and 4. These pace laps are excruciatingly long at this track. And they're not even much longer than pace laps at Talladega and Daytona, but I don't know, they just feel like they take so much longer here. But finally, off of turn 4, pace car are going to pull off and we'll get this race restarted. Green flag back in the air. O'Keefe with a good restart. Brad Patton going to come with him. Going to be side by side for second with the 7 and the 18 into turn 1. See if we can get into turn 3 clean this time. Into the short chute. Oh, we got a car on the wall because of Sean Collins. Got some right front damage on the 24, but doesn't seem to be the end of his day. Look at Cody Stidham here. He's going to have to serve a hold. See if he can get down to pit road before a wreck happens this time. Looks like he will, so he'll get that 36 pulled down, serve the black flag, and then he's going to be hoping for a yellow pretty much immediately now that he's on pit road and can serve it. Heath, strong so far. Up to a half a second lead. Last time the Cup Series was at Indianapolis, this race was pretty much dominated by the 59 of Carson Bechtel. Now Bechtel out, he's been out for a couple seasons now with an injury. Wish the best to him, and wish we could see him back out on the track here soon, but we can't for now, and it's going to leave the door open for some other cars to be good here at Indy. But that 59 car was so fast last time we were here at Indy. The 16 of Giglio was able to steal the win late. Now we're seeing a different car dominate tonight. That's 71 driving away. Close for second still. Wolfmark going to make the move into turn 2. He's going to clear ahead of his teammate in the 7. We're going to be settled out amongst probably the top 20 basically. Move on. Our next battle is right here in 19th. With Brian Martin and Hunter Eustace. Martin going to clear. Now it's Montrose and Eustace. And Eustace gonna back off and let the 1 go in and take the spot. Jacob Peterson all over the back bumper of the 0-2. That 6th spot. Moves to the inside down the front straightaway. A little bit of a block from that 0-2. Giglio gets by Graves in the background there. So quite a bit of passing going on early on in this race. But between the dirty air and the complete lack of grip here at Indy, it's going to be very hard to make a pass, especially late in these runs when the tires are worn out. So these restarts are going to be all these drivers' big opportunity to make up positions. A lot of battling going on here. Dakota Lee, I think, tried to make a move on the 18 into 3, couldn't get it done. Right on board with him. He tries to make this move to the 4th spot. Almost 200 into turn 1. Oh, the 97, Dave Hoytsma, he just had an issue. Let's see what happened. Dave Hoytsma off of 4, gets loose. No, he doesn't get loose, he just pulls it down pit road. So, not sure what happened there. O'Keefe still up front. Wolfenbarger closed the gap a little bit, still about a half second between first and second. But O'Keefe has stopped running away from everybody. Brad Patton slipped a little bit back from the 32, and you're going to see this half-second gap is going to be pretty true throughout the field. Green, but Davis Greenwell off the pace. He was down there on the access road in 3 and 4. See what happened to Greenwell. Like, just got loose in turn 3. Yep, just got loose a little bit too low below the paint, and car rotated on him. Was able to save it, so good job there, Davis. Jacob Peterson was able to get by the 3. Get up inside the top 5. Oh, he was really out of shape off of 3, and that's going to allow the 3 car to maybe get back into 5th. Oh, now he's loose off of 4. That's going to be hard contact for the 3. Spinning up the racetrack, not holding the brakes, and just killed the one of Ian Montrose. I was waiting to see if he'd hold the brake, and he did not. And that's going to take out a teammate. Alright, let's back it up and see what happened to the 3 here. We were looking at it live, but we'll get another look from above. Just got loose off the corner, tried to chase it, and hard contact on the inside wall. And right here you're going to see lets off the brake. And it was just, I don't think he even let off. The rear brakes let go for some reason, so I'm not going to pin that on him. It looked like the fronts were still locked up, so that might have been a next-gen thing. But either way, the car slid up right in front of the one of Ian Montrose. Catch that one early enough. On board with Montrose here. And he has no idea the 3 is sliding up that much. Nowhere for him to go. That's going to kill the left front on the 1 car. Got a lot of race to fix that damage, but going to be tough for him. Alright, so that's going to be our caution. 12 laps into stage 1. We've had a rule update this week. Drivers are now going to be scored at the time of caution if a caution occurs inside of 5 to go to a stage, to the end of a stage. So it's not going to be like last week in Kentucky. There was a lot of controversy around that. The stage was scored at the last completed green flag lap, and that ended up being about 10 or more laps before the end of the first stage. So the rule has been amended, and this week now it'll just be at the time of the last caution. And hopefully it'll be a lot more fair for these guys on strategy. And that's going to kind of play into this situation right here. Do you stay out on 12-lap old tires for the stage points that you know you'll probably have a good chance at getting if there's a caution or even if there isn't? Or do you come down and set yourself up good for the rest of the race in terms of fuel, tires, and everything else? It's going to be a tough call here. I think you're going to see a lot of leaders probably stay out. But those guys mid-pack toward the back, they're going to come down and try to get an edge on tires. Since they don't have stage points to gain anyway. But track position is a huge deal here at Indy, and that's going to play a huge factor into whoever pits right here. Everybody faking out, nobody really coming down here. Got a couple takers there. Looks like the 54, the 1. One's got a lot of damage, not surprising. And a lot of cars from the back of the field. So there you go. You're going to see those guys trying to get an advantage on tires. They have 5 extra sets tonight, so 6 total tire sets available to use throughout the race. And that would be about on time here to take tires at this point. Nolan Walker, who had that connection issue, it turns out his simulator crashed. I think it was on lap 2, and he's rejoined the race and got the lucky dog, so he will be back on the lead lap. So this actually worked out pretty well for the 77. Obviously, he's missed out on 12 laps of racing, but a clean car back in the lead lap, and over 65 laps to go. He's got plenty of time to make something happen. Right? 1 to green, pace car lights are out. So, I want to mention next week's race. We're going to be at the Charlotte Oval. It's going to be a 300-mile event, the longest race we've ever done here in the Cup Series in terms of a points race, and I think ever, unless you count the Ice Cracker 399, but that was a special event. It's going to be 300 miles, like I said, 200 laps, half-length Coke 600, 4 stages next week, and it's going to start 15 minutes early next Wednesday, so that'll be 7:15 p.m. Central. Make sure to mark your calendars 15 minutes early just for next week to accommodate for the longer race, just to help a little bit. Everybody's, they got to get to bed. They got something to do in the morning. And it's going to run a lot later than most of our races, so definitely going to be one to watch. I'm super excited for it. Long endurance race. A lot of those guys that are good at surviving through the races, maybe they're not the fastest each week, but they got good pace and they can survive. They're going to really show themselves. And I'm a big fan of long endurance races, so I'm going to be looking out for that one. And then week after that, we have the Charlotte Roval, so we're going to be at Charlotte 2 weeks in a row here in the Cup Series. But for now, we're in Indianapolis. Got a lot of crown jewels going on. Pace car pulls off. We're going to go back to green. Patrick O'Keefe going to be in control from the inside lane once again. Green flag is back in the air. Good restart for the 71. Oh, we got a huge wreck off of 2. A lot of cars wrecked in this one. Alright, sounds like it's going to be 3 wide gone wrong. Let's take a look at it. 3 wide, 81 in the middle, and just slightly clips to 60. And with the amount of cars in that small area, it didn't take much for that to turn into a big one. Let's take a look at it from the flip camera, get a better view of it from the restart. Here we go, looking at the 60, center of your screen, and the 81. We're going to go 3 wide. The 51 makes it 3 wide down to the inside, gets a good run into 1, and the 81 trying to give room to him. Well, the 51 actually slid up a little bit there. It's just one of those things, kind of a racing deal. 81 tried to give room and just came up too much. And that caused one of the biggest wrecks I've seen here at this track. On board with the 60. People just pile into this wreck. Roll 29. Oh man. Slammed into the 82 there. And one more on board with the 23. All right. So, a caution occurred right before We got to 5 to go on the stage. So that's not going to be the end of the stage. Happened on lap 15. So it's going to be, I think, probably a 1-lap shootout here. No, it should end up being 2. So 2-lap shootout to end stage 1. Obviously no stage break, so they'll continue racing after those 2 laps. But 2-lap dash to get those top 10 points. It's like top 15 stayed out here. Everybody else came down pit road. Alright. Pace car lights are out. We're going to try it again. This is pretty similar to the Indianapolis race 3 seasons ago, back in season 7. Had a lot of cautions in that race, but had some green flag laps in between them. Obviously, the last 2 cautions were back-to-back, so not ideal there, but we have killed quite a few cars, especially in the last wreck. And I can identify at least 12 cars with significant damage total so far. There are probably plus or minus 5 more with some sort of damage. So already, almost half the field has received damage at some point in this race. Started with 36, we're already down to 32 on track. Pete gonna be in control of this one once again. He's led a lot of laps so far. Pace car is off. Wow, that pace car makes a sharp turn into pit road. Green flag is back in the air. 2 laps to go to the end of stage 1. Another good restart. Able to get out ahead of everybody. Wolfenbarger close behind. Same with Patton. And pretty much everybody. First 2 wide here between Von Exner and Peterson. 6th to 7th. Ignew just behind in that 8th spot. Caution is out. That'll be the stage ends. There is your stage 1 results. Well, actually, we'll get it in a second here. Everybody's got to cross the line. And we'll just take a look back at this wreck in just a moment. Alright, stage 1 results. up on the screen. O'Keefe gets the stage win. Wolfbarger second, Patton third, Frisbee fourth, Graves fifth, Von Exner sixth, Peterson seventh, Giglio eighth, Ronnie Holmes ninth, Bradley Wilson taking home the final point. That is unofficial. That's just as they crossed the line, so it could have been different at the time of caution. But rough estimate there. All right, let's take a look back at what caused that caution. 99 of Alex Allen gets loose and clips the 2. Cody Cleaver cannot escape these problems, and none of it's his fault. Back it up, take a look from overhead. Cleaver just gets into the corner normally. Allen ahead of him just loses it, and Cleaver gets clipped. Just tried to go around the outside. Jamel Collins and Cliff Mullins right below him. So let's back it up, see how these two wreck. They're going to be checking up for this. Yeah, 24 turns down, the 82. Nowhere to go for him. Those two slide down the inside. I don't think any severe, even minor damage for those two cars. They just kind of made a little contact and slid, so they'll be alright. Just losing the track position, unfortunately, for them. Alright, you're going to see probably it's a decent amount of cars coming up pit road here as we have ended stage 1. So yeah, quite a few cars up front coming down. Alright, so 18th on back, all came down pit road here. I think pretty much all of them took tires. 23 did not, he took fuel. A lot of guys fixing damage. 12th through 17th have all come down in the last 8 laps. And top 11 have not come down pit road yet this race. So I'll put it on the board just so it's easier to understand. Laps since pit, that's how many laps they've driven on these tires since they came down pit road last. So you can see right there, top 11, 22 laps on those tires. It gets a little more messy as you go back, because some guys just came down for fuel, so you don't really know what their tires are, but you can safely say the top 11 have that old tires. We're going to go back to green this time by. This race has been pretty messy so far. Hopefully we can clean it up a little bit. In terms of laps led, Patrick O'Keefe has led every lap so far. So he's already led a quarter of this race. And already strong contention for that bonus point for leading the most laps. Small blink there from the 71 from the lead. Hopefully it doesn't get worse for him. It would really suck to be kicked out from the lead. Doesn't look to be bad at all right now, but hopefully he is mindful of that. Front row going to be O'Keefe and Wolfenbarger. 71 is going to be in control of this restart from the inside, as he has been the last 5 times. I want you to keep an eye on this 19 car. He started 33rd in this race. He's up to 11th, so pretty big swing from that 19 so far. But here we go. Back to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Snaking down the backstretch. See if those tires are going to make a difference. First car on tires, I think, is the 54. Could be wrong. Other than that, car I'm for sure has tires is the 16 of Giglio. He's up to 14th right now. Making it 3 wide with the 09 and the 19. It's tight off the second corner there. Not able to get either of those spots in that move. Up front, somewhat close to the lead. Wolfenbarger staying with the 71. Like Nathan Scott just had to take a penalty there, so he's going to come out 1 lap down. And we'll put him in the lucky dog position, but I'd be hoping for a yellow. Ortiz, heavy damage on the 05. I think he might have just received that too. He's dropping back now. Oh man, right next to him, the 99 and the 31 get together. Somehow nobody wrecks there. Luckily we stay green. Side by side for 4th, Frisbee and Wilson, 2 teammates right there. Actually, driver and owner, if you want to get specific. Wilson will take over the 4th spot. Casey Graves tried to send it into turn 2. He's still got his nose there underneath the 18. Not quite going to get it done there. Cody Cleaver, after all the troubles he's had in this race, he actually looks like he has a pretty good race car on the lead lap. It actually looks perfect. So the 2-car staying in it. Battle of attrition for him definitely tonight so far, and he seems to be winning that battle. Up in 23rd, I imagine with his speed in qualifying, he'll be up farther by the end of this race if he can just stay out of trouble. But that's been tough for him so far. Nothing that he could have done differently. There's only so much bad luck a driver can have in one race, right? You would think. Anyway, back up front, Graves gets around Frisbee. Saw those 2 battle the last time through turn 2. This time the 01 wins and takes over the top 5 spot. Nick Cooper, he's been on the upward trend since the restart. He was back in 22nd. We restarted this race and fighting to get up inside the 17th spot. Reigns and Peterson side by side right here for 17th still. Hard fought battle for this spot. And Peterson going to win over. Now the 35 trying to make a move on the 5 as well. Back up front, O'Keefe. Still out front of the 32. He's led every lap up to this point. Tires do not seem to be making much of a difference at all at the moment. Giglio took tires 8 laps ago. The leaders, top 10, all have 30 laps on their tires, and none of them have really budged. The only one that's fallen back somewhat is the 09 of Tom Owen, but he's only fallen back to 15th. That's not really much fall off, I would consider. So tire fall off not seeming to matter up to this point so far. It could change as the tires heat up, but for now, top 10 all still have yet to pit, and all still have yet to lose any spots. Oh man, sorry for the jump scare there. I almost got myself. You know, with Toll Owen, I was just talking about how he wasn't falling off with the old tires, but... Oh, battle for the lead. Nope, never mind. Ticker made me think there was a battle there. Apologize for the misinformation. Okay. Closest battle we have on track is for 26th. Well, Collins trying to get around the 05. And does not. Oh, he does. 24 takes over that spot. Well, since everybody's single file, we got 9 laps to go in the stage still, so let's take it to a crank it up. See how long this lasts. Oh, there's an issue. There we go. There's this bug fixes I was talking about. Alright, enjoy the crank it up. Well, that didn't last very long. The 19 Jeff Price just absolutely wrecked it. That was off of turn 1. Looks like the car stepped out on him and That was all she wrote. Tag it up. 19, yeah, just gets loose off the 1 and car spins up toward the outside wall. Damage, probably not too bad. Made pretty soft contact with it, but that was a concrete barrier, so gonna probably hurt a little more than it looked like. On board with him as he gets out of shape here. Little crinkle on the right front. And again, we have a caution right before the end of a stage. So what do these guys do? Do they come down and take their tires finally? Or do they stay out still and get the stage points? Because they can make it on fuel to the end of the stage, but they're going to have to pit shortly after it's over. I am very confident that they can make, I think, 37, 38 under full green conditions. So I imagine with all the cautions, they could probably make it to 45, 46. So that's not too long after the stage is over. And I imagine there's going to be a lot more cars that can go even farther. But with the way the tires are not falling off right now, I don't think pitting early is going to be a bad deal for them. It's going to be almost like flipping a stage here. And they're going to be able to come down and get out of dirty air and take the tires early. So it's going to be interesting to see what everybody decides to do, because you're not going to go a lap down here at Indy pitting under green, as long as you're up close to the leaders. Takes around 40-something seconds to go down pit road. 45. So with 52, 53-second lap times, they have plenty of time to come down. But leader's not coming down. Oh, he is. Patrick O'Keefe down pit road from the lead. Not going to take the stage points. He's going to take these tires while he can take them. I don't think they're going to be able to make it to the end of the race if they take fuel here. So this is going to benefit everybody staying out. They're going to get stage points. And they're going to still have an opportunity to pit later. Looks like top, no, we got quite a few staying out here. So I'll give the exact numbers once everybody cycles out. But big move here from the leader. I think he had the pace to win the stage, but going to elect to get ahead of the game and take the tires while he can take them. Off of pit road, Wolfenbarger going to beat him off of pit road. Wolfenbarger, O'Keefe, Llewellyn, Frisbee, and Wilson, top 5 off pit road. Llewellyn took fuel only. Top 9 stayed out. 19. Like he fixed some damage there. It was only about 25 seconds, it looks like, so not too bad of damage at all for the 19. He'll come back out with a clean car. 4 of Kevin Aguilar on pit road, still fixing damage. Same with the 99, 10, 31, 05, and the 91. And the 1. So a lot of cars fixing damage. But that'll put Brad Patton in the lead, the first new leader of the night. 71 has led 34 laps. And he's going to hand the lead over to the 7 of Patton. Young 1 of Casey Graves, he's going to stay out, try to get some points here. This is going to be big, because a lot of these guys that stayed out, I can tell, are chasing points. I don't know. I don't see it going too badly for them later on in the race, staying out here. Especially since all of them have pretty much already come down pit road at least once. The top 4 have not. The top 4 are pretty bad on fuel here. Same thing goes for them that I said before everybody pit. They're going to have to pit probably 10 laps at most. So, going to be on the lookout for the top 4, but 5th through 9th, their tires and fuel are good. Probably just as good as everybody who just came down on this caution, so tough call. Yeah, good mixed bag of strategy going on at the moment. And it looks like Llewellyn actually came back down pit road and took tires. So, there you go. He did not like his fuel-only decision, or it was on accident. Pit crew didn't know they had to put tires on. So he came back down. 29 cars on the lead lap. 31 cars on track. We had possibly some wave rounds here, or just people. Oh, they were just fixing damage. That's what that is. Owen Walker, he's 4 laps down. So I was talking about how he was in a good spot. He got back in the lead lap, and I think he got a lot of damage in one of those earlier incidents. But he now finds himself 4 laps down, and not in the lucky dog position. So he's gonna have to catch a lot of lucky breaks if he wants any chance to get back on the lead lap. Brad Patton gonna take us back to the green. Pace car pulls off. And it's going to be 4 to go at the line in stage 2. Green flag back in the air. Patton with a good restart. Giglio side by side with Graves for the 3rd spot. He's going to clear up into that 3rd spot. Ronnie Holmes looks to make the move in the 01. Can't quite get it done there. Ryan Martin, Davis Greenwell, side by side down the back straightaway. Oh man, hard contact for the 5. He's in the outside wall. He does save it, but pretty heavy contact off of turn 3. And that car looks to be way out of shape. Probably bent the toe. Free to go on the stage. Brad Patton still out front. Von Exner in 2nd. Giglio 3rd. Graves 4th. And Ronnie Holmes 5th. A lot of snaking down the backstretch, trying to break that draft. The 02's trying to hold off the 16. 16's got 21 lap newer tires than the 02, so 2 to go in stage 2. And a whole lot of locking and weaving back here. Just on the outskirts of the top 10. Patrick O'Keefe, who just came down, took tires from the lead. He's trying to get back inside the points, and he does. Gets ahead of Greenwell there for the moment, but the 81 is slow in front of him off of 2. Check up a little bit. Oh, they're wrecking! The 31s are out of 2, and that's going to be the end of stage 2. So 2 wrecks with 2 to go in both stages. Alright, let's bag it up and see what happened. So the stage 2 results up on screen. Brad Patton wins stage 2, Giglio 2nd, Von Exner 3rd, Graves 4th, Ronnie Holmes 5th, Brian Martin 6th, Garrett Wolfenbarger 7th, Bradley Wilson 8th, Ryan File 9th, and Davis Greenwell getting the final stage point. So O'Keefe was not able to hold on for the top 10 there, luckily for Greenwell. But he was about to take that spot if they actually completed the stage. Alright, it looks like this is going to start around the 09 and the 31 Yeah, 31 just gets loose off of 2, right up into the 09 and the 19. And several more cars get involved after this. There's the 31, center of the screen. Car gets out of shape, overcorrects, up into the 09, 19, nowhere to go. 23 gets major contact with 31. Right on board with the 99 through this one. Oh man. Next gen does not like turning to the right on the ovals. So you're gonna see a lot of cars. You're gonna see a lot of cars coming down here. Gonna be close on fuel to the end of the race. And obviously all these cars that are pitting right now are taking tires now that the stage is over. Giglio, who pit 20 laps ago, he's going to stay out here and move up into the lead. And, I don't know. On the fence about this decision. Pit 20 laps ago, which means there's no way he can make it to the end of the race on gas. I think a lot of the cars that are pitting now have a good chance at making it to the end on gas. Same with the 81 Orion File. He also pit 20 laps ago with Giglio. Everybody else has come down at least, at most 6 laps ago. Those cars come down now and took fuel at least, so going to leave just these 2 cars that are going to be really in a bad spot to get to the end of the race. Obviously they can't, so they're going to have to come down at some point. And while a lot of the field probably won't. I don't know, could work out for them, but they're going to need a long run to where the tires are actually going to wear out, and it's going to mean something to come down other than fuel, so we'll keep an eye on the 16. For now, he's going to get those laps led and get track position, which has been really important so far. Number 1 for just keeping position. The dirty air makes it incredibly hard to pass, so if you got position on somebody, it's going to be good for you. But on the other hand, it's been good for avoiding wrecks being up front. The less cars you can keep in front of you, the less chance you'll get involved in one of those. Like Brad Patton going to come down and top off the fuel tank. But he is definitely planning on not stopping again to the end of the race. Giglio going to elect to take the top on this restart. The 05 did not beat the leaders off pit road. But he is going to go 1 lap down here. Was on pit road fixing damage and just, I think, mistimed it. Been there, done that. 99 Alex Allen. He's been on pit road for quite some time now fixing damage. Came up with 31 of each out area. These 2 are both 1 lap down at this point. The 7 of Petton just took tires. So it's possible that he forgot to take tires on the last stop, or he just accidentally took 2 sets of tires. But either way, that's going to be an unfortunate mistake there. If that was the reason for him coming down the second time, he forgot to take the tires. He's going to be lining up at 22nd. Giglio going to take us to the green on the outside. It's going to be 38 to go at the line. Stage 3, final stage. Restart for the 16, side by side with the 81 and 51 there, off of 2, or off of 1, heading into 2. This track always gets me with these corners. A lot of battling going on up front. O'Keefe led the first 35 laps. He's up inside the top 5 now. Has a question mark if he can make it to the end on gas, but for now, he looks to be wanting to retake that lead and quickly. He makes the move to the inside of the 51 for 3rd, and he's going to complete it down the front straightaway. Nick Cooper started 23rd in this race. He's up inside the top 5. Trying to get inside that top 5 as he's to the inside of the 81 on file. Oh man, 04 Garrett Warren, contact from the 41. Good save there from Garrett. And he's going to maintain 8th. 02 all the way down to the grass off of 2. Trying to block that inside. The 2 of Cody Cleaver. Look at Cody. He's been involved in 2 major accidents tonight, none of which were his fault. And he battles back and he's inside that top 10. Round of applause for Cody. I don't want to curse him or anything, but I want to give him a round of applause for his attrition up to this point. Top 10 after how much damage he received. It's a good job on that. Props for staying in the race too. He's had a terrible season in terms of luck, and he's still out here fighting. Up front, O'Keefe and Wilson side by side again, so Wilson trying to take back that 3rd spot. Through 3 and 4. Wilson going to do it off turn 4. They're cleared back into a podium spot. Wolfenbarger reeling in that 16. He's got 14 lap fresher tires. Giglio with 3 wins on the season so far. Last time he put up numbers like that, he won the championship. Got 2 former champions up here in the top 2. Bradley Wilson, who I cannot believe hasn't had a championship yet. He is consistently up front every race. Somehow he never manages to stay up there at the end, and a lot of the time I don't think it's on him. 35 and Nick Cooper. Something I don't touch on very often, but if you pay attention to the start of these races, it'll be very clear. He starts at the back every week purposefully. It's not even because he's like chasing a hard charger award, which is a thing, and he's dominated it so far this season. He just likes to do it for the love of the game. He starts from the back just to be able to battle up back to the front, and most of the time he does it. I mean, we're just past halfway in this race, and he's in the top 5. Granted, this week he started a lot farther up than he usually does. Some drivers failing qualifying. But still, impressive job from that 35. It's like Cody Cleaver. Small curse for him. Sorry, Cody. He's fallen outside the top 10. He does have slightly older tires than the cars around him. I don't see him falling too much farther back. He's got good speed. Casey Graves, he's got fresh tires and he's looking to get up inside the top 10 once again. Wasn't able to get by Cleaver there. Tries to run a cut down here into 2. Something you'll see drivers do, trying to get out of the dirty air, number 1, and just build up a run off of the corners onto these long straightaways. More with Casey as he tries to get up to this 2 again. Got to run through turn 4 there. Might have a chance if he stays in the draft. Oh, bit of a bad shift there and he lost his run. Oh man, the 57, Ronnie Holmes in the wall. He saved it. But he's got some right front damage. And with these high speeds at this track and the significant downforce, he's definitely going to lose some speed with that damage. Cole Owen going to get by Davis Greenwell there. That's for 18th. Brad Patton trying to get around Jacob Peterson. He does. Battle for the lead. Looks like Bradley Wilson was able to get around Blake Giglio into 1. Poston showing some speed here late in this race. And with the speed he's showing right now, I don't think it's going to be very long until we see him battling with the leader. Meanwhile, Brad Patton to the inside of Jacob Peterson. He's going to get around for 14th. Oh, Peterson loose in turn 4. He's going to lose the spot to Kevin Aguilar. Aguilar spent a lot of this race fixing damage. He got involved in one of the earlier accidents, but he has recovered. He's got a clean 4 car. Brian Martin inside of Davis Greenwell. Martin also spent a lot of this race fixing damage. Again, got involved in an incident, but he looks like he is a clean 54, and he is now inside the top 20. Probably hoping for a restart so he can make up some more spots as he's got a big gap to the rest of the field. Peterson again in the wall off the 4. And that, I think, is going to be damage this time for the 08. Wolfenbarger is killing the field in terms of lap time right now. Top 5 broken away from the rest of the field. It's another 2 seconds back from Cooper to File. Ronnie Holmes, Brad Patton. Patton looks like he's got speed right now. Obviously, with having to pit the extra time, he started way farther back than the rest of the cars with tires. He's making those newer tires work now. And we'll get into 13th. Cleaver hanging on to 11th, so I called it. He might have fallen out of the top 10, but only by one spot. He's hanging on with those slightly older tires. Although, as I say that, Von Exner gets the run into 4. Not quite going to clear down the front straightaway. Now will at the start-finish line. Wyatt McComb's going to get around Toll Owen for 16th. Oh, it immediately gets loose. Caution is out for another reason. Jonathan Rains has gone around. And all by himself here, he gets loose and just drives it into the wall. I did not see much of an attempt to stop the spin there. Go on board with him. Yeah, he let off, and the car just moseyed on over to the right. And he went around. And wrecked from 29th there. That'll bring out our, I think, 7th caution of the night. So, it's going to bring out a caution with 25 to go. There were a lot of cars that couldn't make it on gas. One of those being the 16 of Giglio. Oh, he has damage on that right front. Could be why he fell back a little bit there throughout that stage. But I think you're going to see pretty much every car come down for at least right side tires. I think the move is going to be 4 with how much time we have left in this race. And that's going to be up to these drivers to decide what they need. I'm just up here in the booth. Big decision time here. Who stays out for track position? Who takes tires for track position? Or 2 tires for track position? And who takes 4, the safe bet? Pretty much the whole field comes down. Except for the 01 and the 20. Big call there from those two. .32 into the pit box, clean. See how many tires he takes. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for the 32. Not seeing any 2 tires so far. Everybody being pretty smart about this. Alright, Graves and Greenwald, like I said, stay out here. 77, I'm sure, was hoping they would pit so you can get a wave around, but no such luck. Alright, 27 cars on the lead lap. Like we got 28 cars on track. Casey Graves takes the inside. He's going to be in control of this restart. So, in terms of Blake Giglio here, I talked about his right front damage he had, and he had quite a bit more than I thought. I thought it was just a little bit, got the wall, but turned out to be almost 2 minutes of damage at least. Looks like he got it pretty much all fixed, so should have a clean 16, but he's going to be coming back from 22nd. 57 Ronnie Holmes, we saw him get the wall as well. He had almost 2 minutes of damage. 91 of Sherrod, he's still fixing damage on that 91. And plenty more cars here. We're just fixing damage. The 18, saw him, he qualified up front at the start of this race, and he's not found luck so far. He's still on the lead lap, but he's still got some lasting damage on the 18. Here we go. We're back to the green. Alright, pace car is off. Back through the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Casey Graves, good restart. .16 lap older tires than the rest of the field for that 01. See if they hold up. .32 seems to be closing pretty quickly. 20 of Greenwell, he's also on those old tires, and he is also fading. For the lead, oh! There we go, 32 makes the move on the front straightaway, and the 01, I don't think he's going to fight it too hard. He's going to let him go into 1. Darrell Wolfenbarger back to the lead here at Indianapolis. O'Keefe led the first 34, 35 laps, up to 4th once again. Hasn't been able to get back to that lead all race since he'd lost it, but a lot of cautions that haven't favored him so far. Bradley Wilson gets around Casey Graves for the 2nd spot. And Casey, he's falling back right now as we have a wreck. Brian Martin around in turn 4, and we're not going to have a caution. Surprised we didn't. Alright. Let's take a look really quick what happened. Martin looks like off the nose of the 09. Gets loose in turn 3. And I guess since he spun down into the grass, caution does not come out. He just drove it right back up on the track. So these guys on little tires, the 01 and the 20, they just need everybody else's tires to heat up. Oh man, heavy contact. The 4 of Aguilar just got the wall off the 4. Was able to save it, but he's got damage again. Anyway, we'll finish my thought here. The 01 He's just waiting for everybody else's tires to heat up, and they will not because we just got a caution. Looks like it's going to be involving the 82 and the 19. Back it up, see what happens. Into turn 1. 19 just clean the 82 out. Those two are teammates, by the way. I think the 19 kind of missed his braking point, is my guess. Right on board with him. 16 makes the move to the inside right here, and the 19 tries to throw it 3 wide. And just cleans the 82 out. Off the back bumper of the 82 here. I don't think that's the 82, I think that's the 19. Alright, one more try at that. Off the back bumper of the 82. Alright, one more on board with the 16 of Giglio. Those two just disappear to the right side. Alright, 18 to go in the race. And the tire strategy just got a little more interesting because we did get a decent amount of green flag laps there, I think about 4. So, tires for a lot of these guys did get a little hot. And it's going to open the opportunity to maybe take 2. I think the track position is going to be infinitely more important. Anything's possible. At pit road, no takers. Not surprised. Looks like the first one looks to be Cody Cleaver, back from 16th. He's going to try something here, along with several others. Nolan Walker does get the lucky dog here, so that'll put him back to 3 laps down. Alright, we're going to step aside. We'll be back for the green. Alright, Wolfberg are going to be in control of this restart from the bottom lane, and it's fitting that we have these two cars up front. I think we saw these two battling for the win this year at Indy in real life, so obviously that being Larson and Wallace. And 23 was the victor in that one, so we'll see if that paint scheme takes the victory in this one. Alright, coming back to the green. Gonna be 15 to go at the line. For the restart zone, 32 back on the gas. Close moments right there already in turn one. Side by side, 81 and 35. This is for the top five. 81 sends it in there in three. Not going to get it done. 35 powers back on the outside and retakes fifth. Now the 81 going to be under fire from the 7. That's the price you pay for making a deep dive at this racetrack. You're going to lose momentum if you can't complete that pass. Luckily the 7, not enough of a run to pass him. We're going to get back to single file there, a little bit farther back. Close orders right there. The 04 and the 82. And oh man, the 10 of Wyatt McComb goes around in turn 1. The 18 involved. Same with the 54 and the 2 of Cleaver. Cody got involved in another incident that he had nothing to do with. Alright. Let's take a look at this. This is going to start around the 10. There was a car in front that he got in contact with. I'm not sure who it was, so we'll take a look at it here. It's going to be the 24 of Collins. Big check up there, entering 2. Right on board with the 10 of McCombs. So 24, it's sent 3 wide by the 08, entering 2. He just, I think, backs off to make it back to 2 wide. The 10 wasn't ready for it. Let's ride on board with the 2 of Cody Cleaver through this one. Nowhere for him to go here. And same with the 18, just again, nowhere to go. Get a better angle of this wreck, really get a full view of it. It's going to take out probably 4 cars out of contention here. That was pretty significant damage for all of them. With 13 laps to go in this thing, I don't see them fixing it in time to have a meaningful impact. I mean, they could. I'm not going to count them out, but it's going to be an upward battle for them. That is going to put Wolfenbarger out front. Not put him out front, it's going to keep him out front. 71 of O'Keefe there in 3rd. He's hungry for this win. He knows he's really fast out here tonight, but he's just got to overcome that dirty air. Oh, one of Casey Graves. He's held on with these many lap older tires on the cars around him. That strategy is staying out earlier on. It's looking to be a really good call there from the 01. Nolan Walker going to pick up another lucky dog and go to 2 laps down. All of a sudden, it's starting to look likely that he might get back on this lead lap. We get a couple more cautions with nobody else going a lap down, and he's going to be in a good spot. Tough break, Kenny. Nowhere for you to go on that one. You were having a strong run. You obviously had speed. Just taking a look at qualifying, you can see, but... Sorry, man. And I'm sorry to everybody else involved in that one, too. That's a really tough one to avoid there, because you're already entering a corner. You can't turn down anymore, and the cars always wash up to the wall. And if you're on the outside, you're basically done for. So we should have our restart with 10 to go. Wolfbarger going to take the top here in this restart. Coming back to the green, it's going to be 10 to go. Back to the green, Wolfenbarger, good restart from the outside. A lot of cars already fanning out into turn 1. Oh, 81 just caught the wall in the short chute. And Cooper trying to hold on to 5th. Can't do it, the 81 does lift for him. Blackley makes the move to the inside of the 81, and he should be clear. No, the 81 powers back up. Now the 7 to the inside of the 41. Gave him a bumper there off of turn 3, and that was a very scary moment. He was right on this corner. Now the 41 going to be able to get the draft on the front straightaway. The 81 moves up to take the draft as well. 41 clears back into 7th. 16 of Giglio trying to get past the 82 of Mullins. This 9th spot he does. Quick trying to recover from that damage, starting way back 15 laps ago, and done a pretty good job up inside the top 10. Blackley, he's now under fire. Those two teammates giving each other a bump draft. And the 7 should be able to get around the 41 here. Now it's going to be the 16 and 41 side by side. For the lead, the 51 of Wilson, closest we've seen second place all night. That dirty air is really hard to overcome for second place. And now he gets the wall. That's going to do it. Huge run for the 01 of Casey Graves. He goes to the outside. Now they're 3 wide with Blackley. Blackley's got damage. I think he might have got contact from a 82, just judging off of what they're saying on the radio. Oh, the 82 got the wall. Same with the 57. These guys are slamming the wall here. Closing laps. They're just pushing hard. Trying to get everything they can. Now they're going to be 3 wide off 2. The 09's loose. The 02 sends it to the inside. Three wide into turn 3. Davis Greenwell to have the advantage into this corner. And he shouldn't keep that spot. So 16th for the 20. For second, O'Keefe and Graves. Oh man, really close there. Down the front straightaway, O'Keefe gonna have it at the line, and he might clear into turn 1. He does, so O'Keefe up to second. Does he have enough speed to run down the 32? There's plenty of time if it goes green to run him down. It's only a second back. If he's the faster car, he can drive up there at least to a half second back when the dirty air starts being a factor. I think that 71's got speed. He had speed early on in this race. See if it transfers to late in the race. The track has cooled down immensely as the sun's gone down. So that's definitely going to play a factor in this. Going to make these cars tighter, but it's also going to make them faster. These guys are close to running their best lap times. Still, even being close to 20 laps on everybody's tires. Hasn't cut down the lead at all so far. Still about a second back. Battle for 4th. Casey Graves under fire from his teammate. 2 true speed cars. 4th and 5th. Other 2 teammates behind them, side by side, File and Patton. Like Ronnie Holmes just jumped up inside the top 10 ahead of Mullins. Back up to this battle. Casey Graves able to hold on to 4th. Now Nick Cooper going to get passed by Brad Patton off of 4. Slides right in front of the 16, who just got ahead of the 81. A lot of shuffling just went on there with 5 different cars. Five laps to go here in Indianapolis. Does this stay green to the end? 71 has cut the lead down by just about a tenth, so not quite enough there. He's got to pick up the pace if he wants any shot at taking home the win tonight. Casey Graves fighting for his life to keep this 4th spot. Still has older tires than everybody. And it's showing. I mean, he's holding on to position, but not by much. These guys are really close to him, and they're clearly faster at the moment. Caution is out, and it's going to be for the 82 of Cliff Mullins. This changes everything. 10th caution of the night. Mullins off the 4, made contact with the 41, and just just got loose and came right up on him. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the last incident. That was the one where the 41 got damaged. So here's what just happened to bring the yellow out. Mullins off of 3. This car stepped out. Oh, almost got the 20 in Greenwell. Luckily, Davis was able to avoid it. The 82 picks up heavy damage from this. On board with him here. He thought he had it saved, and then the car just kind of snapped back up to the outside wall. And then not much you can do after that. So that is going to likely dip into our first green-white checkered. And the biggest thing is that closed up this entire top 5 back up to the leader. He had a second gap on everybody, and now that is nothing. I still think as long as he drives it right here and he doesn't make any mistakes, and the 71 doesn't jump the restart, 32 has a pretty good shot at taking this home, considering how hard it's been to pass. Nobody's coming out there, road. There's no way. There's no way. I don't think anybody's going to come down here. Even the guys in the back at this point, unless you have damage, there's no reason to come down. Your tires are your tires. You're not going to gain much time. You're not going to. It's not going to help you in terms of track position. It's going to take them as long to get heated up as it will to just stay out. See if we can talk to the 71 here. Didn't talk to him when he was the pole sitter. I think we get an interview with him now as he's trying to take home this win. Oh, never mind. He is not in chat. Well, I tried. Alright, let's get a word with our leader then. Garrett, it's Lucas. Got me? Having problems here. Garrett, it's Lucas. Got me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, man. Well, leading the race right now. Dirty air has been atrocious so far, so that clean air's got to feel good for you.
Yeah, man. Car's feeling great up front. Kind of sat behind O'Keefe and Bradley there for a little bit earlier in the race, but car's feeling good up front, so hopefully we can get a good restart here and stay where we're at. I wish that would have went green there and we would have been done already, but, you know, people got a wreck in the back. It's all right, but hopefully bring this thing home.
Yeah, it's been the story of the night. We just had our 10th caution, and I would say you're right. A lot of it has been in the back. Unfortunately, you had this locked up. I would agree. You think there's any shot that that 71 can get you here?
I'm just hoping me and Bradley got a good restart here, and we can just get out on them and just pray no more yellows happen, and we can get out of this race 1-2 maybe, or 1-3. I know he says he got some damage, so we'll see how his car handles on this restart.
Absolutely, man. Good luck. Hopefully we're talking to you after the checker.
Yep, thank you.
All right, so that's something I didn't factor in, is he's going to be lining up in front of his teammate in the 51. That's going to help him out on this restart for sure. Alright, so it's going to be a green-white checkered restart here, overtime. Going to have 3 attempts at this. This is attempt number 1. They take the white flag, or the white flag starts waving. They don't even need to hit the line. The race will be official, and checkered flag will end it. If we exhaust all of these green-white checkers, and a caution comes out on that 3rd attempt, the race will end under yellow. So we'll see if these guys can get it done in these 3 attempts. If they can't, we seriously have a problem on our hands. All right, Wolfenbarger gonna take us to the green, hopefully for the final time. Gonna have his teammate in tow for this restart at 71. Probably gonna try to jump this. That's what I'd be doing right here. You gotta stay alongside the 32 if you want any shot at getting him. Restart zone there. 71 tried to jump it and didn't pick up a black flag. Luckily for him, he was able to get off the gas in time, but just was a little too early on there. He tried. I gave him that. He wanted that win bad, and I respect it. But that's going to force him to fall back to third. Could have been a lot worse. He could have picked up a black flag there. Meanwhile, Wolfbarger Wilson first and second. Diglio up to fourth. Gets ahead of Brad and Patton. Nick Cooper going to fall back to sixth there. Actually, seventh. Casey Graves and Nick Cooper, both the True Speed car, is going to lose out on this one, unfortunately for them. Bad restart. They were stuck behind the 71. And through four, if they take the white here, we'll end the race the next time by. And the white flag is waving. 1 lap to go here to Indianapolis. We're going to end on the first rear my checkered. Wilson's got to run into one. What can he do? Oh, it's still a good run. Turn one. He fought through the dirty air. He's got a chance. He's got to keep this run up through turn two. And he does. He does. Wilson, he's got an opportunity into turn three. They're wrecking in the background. We stay green. Wilson, run down the back straightaway. Does he give his teammate the bumper? Sends it into turn three. Not going to get there. He gets loose. That's going to be it for him. He does save it. Good save from Bradley. He gave it his all. He tried to keep that run up, but he couldn't do it. Wolfenbarger going to come off of turn four, and he is going to take home the win here in Indianapolis. Shouldn't have called it early. Finish line's down there, but there we go. Everybody across the line. And, oh, Mullins gets wrecked as they're coming across the line. And that's going to do it. So Wolfenbarger able to hold on that restart. Bradley almost got him. That 51 had a lot of speed there and somehow stayed close through 1 and 2. I haven't seen anybody be able to do that all night. And just couldn't keep it up in turn 3. Still a valiant effort. Really exciting finish there. And a congrats on the second win of the season for that 32. Alex, just saw your message. You haven't forgot about Irwindale Arca? Oh, man. I'm sorry. Boyd Graves took home 6th. Nick was able to hold on for a 10th. But these Gooners taking home the top 2. They're just in a cloud of smoke right here. Alright. Let's get a word with our winner. Hey Garrett, long time no see.
Yeah.
Well, you take home the win. It was not without a scare there. That 51 seemed like he was ready to take that spot. What did you have to do to defend him there?
I just had to be calm and composed and just know that I knew the clean air was going to be my really going to help me out there on that restart. So I just try to be calm and not spin the car out or get too tight. I know if I pushed it, I'd smack the wall, or if I Like I seen Casey smack the wall in front of me there. I didn't want to do that and didn't want to spin out in 3. It's really loose over there. So knew if I just paced myself just enough so he couldn't get to me and keep her clean, we probably had a good shot and worked out. He got close and I got a little scared. I thought maybe to make a run out on the backstretch. Just didn't get the run I thought he was gonna get. But definitely glad to not get a curse after the interview with on the green white checkered. So glad to be back in victory lane. Been a few weeks, so nice to get another win sticker on the car.
Yeah, second win of the season, and that's going to definitely improve your points position on Blake there. So, oh, well, yeah, it's going to improve your points lead on him. But
Yeah.
going into next week at Charlotte, it's going to be a 4-stage race, so a lot of points up for grabs. How do you think you're going to do there?
Man, we've won the last 2, so we're just gonna keep going at it. Do a lot of practice. The last 2 races haven't been this long, so definitely have to do definitely a lot more strategy and long race pace go into that. So a lot of practice, a lot of preparation, and just try to do our best and go for the three-peat, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to it. But for now, any shout-outs for the win tonight?
Yeah, everyone on One and Goons, K Designs, Brantley Bryant for making the paint. He slept through another CTC race. I don't know. I call him. He texts me back 2 minutes after we grid. I fell asleep. All right, pal. I'm like, do you want to make the playoffs? I don't know. So him for the paint. OG Gear for sponsoring us. Everyone on One and Goons Black Team. Everyone that was in Discord. Bradley, Brantley, Ryan, Kenny, Blake. Everyone for being in there. Big field tonight, 30 cars, 29. And then you for broadcasting and running the league. Appreciate what you do for us and let us be out here every week and have fun races. So appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on the win tonight. We'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you.
And we're with our second place finisher, 51. Bradley Wilson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, taking home second tonight, but almost got to that 32 for the win. I don't think there was much more you could have done there. That 30 air seemed tough, but walk us through your night.
So I definitely could have wrecked him. I did that last night, so I couldn't do it tonight. But the dirty air was something else. I tell you what, I could run the same line, but let him barely get in front of me. It was over. I ate that whole turn for a wall, so they're going to probably have to replace that before tomorrow night. But it's something else out there.
Yeah, it looked tough. I wasn't surprised. I was surprised to see you get loose behind the wake of another car. So I don't know how you accomplished that, but congrats, I guess. I don't know. Looking into longest race of the season next week at Charlotte, how you feeling about that one?
Oh God, we talked about it earlier, and we're like, damn, that is a long race. But I'm sure Brantley's going to be like, "Oh, I'm the king of Charlotte." But we'll see how that goes, I guess.
Yeah, 32 is, I think, claimed his throne for Charlotte. He's talking about getting a three-peat there, so gonna have to wrangle him back and maybe ruin his chances.
I'll just wreck him.
I like it. Well, any shout-outs for second place tonight?
The guy shout out one of Goons, OG Gear, you for putting this on. K Designs, because he's on my ass about not shouting them out. He made this beautiful Bubba Wilson paint. Love it to death. Everyone for showing up and racing. It was a lot of fun. My dad, my family for supporting me and kind of just watching along.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on second. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Bradley Wilson taking home second. Now we'll get a word with the 71 of Patrick O'Keefe. As soon as I can get to him here. All right. Hey, Patrick, it's Lucas. Got me?
Yes, I do. Hi.
Hey, well, taking home a top 3 tonight. Led a lot of laps. You might have even led the most laps. I'll have to take a look at the final tally, but strong run for that 71 tonight. Just walk us through it.
I'm happy to get my first pole. First of all, that was kind of a surprise. Only got about 10 laps practicing today. But yeah, it felt good, especially out in clean air. But I think my first pit stop right before stage 2 end, I lost the position to Garrett, and I just think track position was so important. I really wasn't able to get it back from there. But happy to get second or get third, another top 3. Just trying to carry this momentum into the playoffs.
Yeah, good momentum right now. You've been finishing up front. That'll probably put you close to second in the standings. So looking into next week at Charlotte, longest race of the season, most points up for grabs. How are we feeling about that one?
Really, really good. I hope we can get some long green flag runs for that.
Yeah,
The intermediate's been strong for me this season, so I'm looking forward to it.
I would definitely like to see some green runs too. Night was definitely not that. So
No,
I
we
apologize
had
to you
one,
and everybody for that.
but we had one green flag run that was decently long, so that was fun.
That was a fun to watch part, but still that was 10 cautions, tough break. But oh well. Got any shout outs for your podium finish?
Yeah, obviously, want to start off with thanking Jesse, Triple J, all my teammates. Really fun working with them. We've been really fast this season. Definitely a career season for a lot of us. And then obviously Ancient World Gaming, Next Level, Sword Dog, Abruzzi, Glitch Energy, all the partners that help keep this organization running.
Absolutely, Mal. Appreciate you talking to us. Congrats on the podium. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you then.
Patrick O'Keefe taking home third tonight. Now we'll walk through our results, finish out the night. Wolfbarger taking home the win. Bradley Wilson taking home second. Patrick O'Keefe third. Brad Patton fourth. Blake Giglio in fifth. Casey Graves sixth. Jacob Peterson seventh. Ronnie Holmes in eighth. Ryan File in ninth. Nick Cooper running on our top 10. Garrett Warren in 11th. Davis Greenwell 12th. Jamal Collins 13th. Cody Cleaver in 14th. Toll Owen in 15th. Kevin Aguilar 16th. Ian Montrose 17th. Matthew Blackley in 18th. Abigail Von Exner in 19th. Cliff Bullins in 20th. Jeremy Scherer 21st. Daniel Llewellyn 22nd. Mateo Ortiz 23rd. Wyatt McCombs 24th. Brian Martin 25th. Nolan Walker 26th. Alex Allen 27th. Kenny Frisbee 28th. Jeff Price 29th. Jonathan Rains in 30th. And finally, Avit Chowdhury 31st. Nathan Scott 32nd. Hunter Eustace 33rd. Kobe Stidham 34th. Dakota Lee 35th. And Dave Hoytsma running out our top 36. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for the 712 Race Gen 4 Series once again here at Indianapolis. That'll be a slightly shorter race, well, much shorter race at 45 laps. So, nice quick sprint tomorrow night. That's going to do it for me tonight. I'm Luke Hoytsma. See you tomorrow.